What if I told you that the first 5 minutes after waking up might determine whether you live another 5, 10, or even 30 years? That sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? But here is the scary truth. 99% of seniors are unaware that their mornings are slowly taking years of their lives. By the end of this movie, hundreds of seniors throughout the world will have dizziness, severe blood pressure decreases, or memory lapses because they overlooked one critical phase in their daily ritual, particularly in the first 300 seconds. Here's the stunner. One specific morning routine has been found to protect brain cells, decrease aging, and lower disease risk, but few people know how to do it properly. Think about it. Those tight joints, that morning brain fog, and the way your legs feel like concrete blocks when you first stand up aren't just symptoms of age. Your body is clamoring for the appropriate trigger, and if you miss it, the damage accumulates every day. A 2023 study in The Lancet. Healthy Longevity found that seniors who adhered to a strict morning regimen reduced their chance of death by 29%. In this video, we'll show you a step-by-step morning ritual that can delay the aging process, restore balance, minimize disease risk, and unleash decades of extra healthy living. Step 3 is the one that most people do wrong, and it could be the key to reversing years of brain aging. And the truth is, nearly no one is doing it correctly. Before we begin, let me ask you what the first thing your body feels when you wake up, and what you would like to change about your morning routine. We are reading and responding to every single remark with personalized advice for your circumstance, so please share your responses below. Without further ado, let's start with step 8, which should not be underestimated. It may appear little, yet it activates your complete internal reset button. Number 8. Wake up without sitting. Let's start with the most underappreciated yet, potentially life-saving morning exercise. Do not sit up right away. When you open your eyes, your body is still in the process of waking up from sleep. Your blood pressure is lower, your heart rate is still normalizing, and your brain has not completely reset. Balance and orientation are important, and when you quickly sit or stand, your circulation reduces dramatically. That's what causes the dizzy spells, blackouts, or even the rare collision with furniture. In fact, a 2021 study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society discovered that seniors who spent just 30 to 60 seconds lying still after waking had 41% fewer cases of morning lightheadedness and blood pressure crashes. Here's what you can do instead. When you wake up, lie on your back and move your fingers and toes. Blink several times. Then slowly raise your arms overhead, not to wake up, but to send a signal to your nervous system. We are currently transitioning. Inhale deeply, count to 30, then softly roll to your side and gradually push yourself up to sit. Most individuals don't aware that starting your day too quickly is like to sprinting without warming up. You're putting too much strain on your blood vessels, heart, and brainstem, which regulates balance. When this becomes a habit, you will notice something unusual. You won't feel foggy anymore. No more standing up and clutching at walls. Your mind will feel clear before you leave the bed. Next, practically everyone skips the 7th step, which begins with their mouth. Number 7. Reset your mouth chemistry. Before you swallow anything, you may believe that food or medications should be the first thing in your mouth in the morning. Wrong. The first thing that should happen inside your mouth is a complete dental reset, because germs, acid, and inflammation develop in your mouth while you sleep. And if you swallow anything, including water, before you cure it, you're poisoning your gut and bloodstream. In fact, a 2022 study in oral diseases discovered that poor morning dental hygiene was linked to a 24% increased risk of systemic inflammation indicators, including those associated with heart disease and Alzheimer's. Here's where things get interesting. The oral microbiome, which is the bacterial colony in your mouth. Changes occur overnight. Some of these bacteria are important, but many form a coating known as biofilm, which, when eaten, can disturb gut flora and immunological balance. Here's what you should do right away after sitting up. Carefully go to the restroom before eating, drinking, or brushing. Begin with the 30-second oil draw. using coconut or sesame oil. Swish carefully, not aggressively, and spit into a tissue, not the sink. Next, use a tongue scraper. You won't believe what happens after that. Rinse with warm water and brush your teeth. This simple alteration protects you from inflammation, decreases bad breath, and enhances nutritional absorption from your meal. Within a few days, you'll notice reduced bloating, less coated tongue, and even a lighter head. Step 6 is the opposite of what most people do next, and you'll notice the difference in your bones. Number 6. To lay your caffeine and activate your joints instead, most people wake up and head straight for the coffee pot. But this is the exact opposite of what your body needs in the first 20 minutes. Here's why caffeine increases adrenaline and constricts blood vessels while your circulation is still waking up. It creates the illusion of vitality while putting strain on the adrenal system, which is already working hard to regulate blood pressure, electrolytes, and brain messages. In a 2020 study published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine, researchers discovered that caffeine ingested within 15 minutes of awakening altered the body's natural cortisol rhythm in 68% of people over 60, resulting in energy dips later that day. Instead of coffee, your body needs movement, not cardio or exercise, but a specific type of joint activation. Here's exactly what you should do. Number 1, ankle rolls. Sit on the edge of your bed, lift one foot, and slowly rotate the ankle, 10 times clockwise and 10 times counterclockwise. Switch feet. Number 2, stand with your feet shoulder width apart while doing knee circles. Bend the knees gently. Place your hands on them and slowly rotate 10 times each direction. Number 3, hip openers. Stand tall. Lift one knee as if marching, then gradually rotate your light outward in a circle. Repeat 5 to 8 times per side. Number 4, shoulder shrugs and rolls. Lift your shoulders up to your ears, hold for 2 seconds, then roll them up and down. Repeat 10 times. Number 5, neck tilts. Slowly tilt your head side to side, then forward and backward 5 times each, holding for a brief moment. These movements activate synovial fluid, the internal lubricant that protects your joints. Begin with 3 to 5 minutes. Blood will flow to your fingers and toes. You will find that your posture is improved, your knees will not pop as loudly, and the coffee you drink 30 to 45 minutes later will actually support your energy rather than deplete it. Now step 5 may surprise you, because it's all about your feet, not food or drugs. Before we continue, if this is opening your eyes, please click the like button so that additional elders can view it. Don't forget to subscribe. We are about to reveal even bigger mysteries. 5. Ground your bare feet and restore your internal compass. If you wake up feeling disoriented, as if the room is spinning slightly, or your thoughts are sluggish, it could be due to your internal orientation system, which is the part of your brain that helps you navigate your surroundings. That system is controlled by vestibular feedback, which begins in your feet. In fact, a 2022 study published in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience found that seniors who practice 5 minutes of barefoot grounding on a firm surface every morning improve their balance and spatial memory by 21%. After just 3 weeks, the skin on your feet has thousands of nerve endings, which act as your brain's antenna for gravity, posture, and alignment. Shoes block this signal, slippers dull it, while socks provide insulation. Here's what to do. After your joint motions, stand barefoot on a level, sturdy surface, ideally outside on the ground, but even a hardwood floor will do. Feel the contact. Move your weight from side to side, heel to toe. Breathe slowly. This reboots your vestibular system and minimizes your chance of falling before you even begin your day, and you'll notice another benefit: mental clarity. Your brain feels alert, your body is stable, and your reaction speed improves. Step 4 is where things begins to change, since you will now provide your brain with just what it requires. Number 4, fuel your brain before your stomach. This is the pivotal stage in your routine because what you do now impacts how quickly or slowly your brain ages over the next 24 hours. Before you eat, take medication, or check your phone, your brain requires one thing: pure hydration plus neurofu. Here's the science. While sleeping, You lose up to 1 liter of water through breathing and sweat. A 2021 study on nutrition found that your brain shrinks slightly overnight and becomes less electrically active until it is rehydrated and nourished. Older people who drank 16 to 20 ounces of room temperature water shortly after awakening performed 23% better on memory and attention tests 20 minutes later. But that's just hydration, what your brain truly desires. The next step is electrolytes and natural glucose. Not sugar, but something your neurons can utilize. Here's what to do. In warm water, combine 1/4 teaspoon of pink or sea salt with a squeeze of lemon. Sip slowly, then eat a few nibbles of a fruit, such as bananas or blueberries, to break your fast with clean energy. This primes your neurological system, stabilizes cortisol, and increases medication absorption. Predictably, you will notice that your hands do not quiver. Your vision feels more stable. Your ideas brighten as if a cloud has cleared. We warned you about step 3, and most people are doing it entirely wrong. Number 3, stimulate your brain before relaxing it. Most morning rituals revolve around calming down, deep breathing, sitting in stillness, and stretching. However, for elders, the true danger comes from stimulation rather than stress. That's correct. If your brain does not receive adequate stimulation within the first 30 minutes, your cognitive speed begins to diminish for the remainder of the day. This is especially true beyond age 60, when the reticular activating system, a portion of the brain that governs alertness, becomes less receptive. In a 2023 study published in Neuroscience and Biobehavioral Reviews, seniors who use early morning brain stimulation within 20 to 30 minutes of waking, processing speed, memory recall, and reaction time improved by up to 32%. However, this is where most people get it wrong. They stimulate their brains with screens, which hijack dopamine and leave them feeling drained an hour after. Alternatively, they begin with passive stimulation such as music or casual talk, which does little. Here's what to do instead. After hydrating and moving, give your brain 3 to 5 minutes of physical challenge. It may be a crossword, a basic brain puzzle app, or reading a brief essay aloud. Reading silently requires significantly fewer brain regions than reading aloud. Even reading your to-do list or recalling 5 bodies from high school engages your hippocampus. The memory center is particularly susceptible to aging. When you do this on a daily basis, strange things happen. You feel younger, you recall names, appointments, and tales, and the world seems sharper. Step 2. We'll take all of this and lock it in with what your body is already attempting to give you. Second, take a small breath. This step may appear weird, but it is the quickest way to lock in energy, mood, and hormone balance for the rest of the day. Your body is governed by the circadian rhythm, a 24-hour internal clock that regulates sleep, hunger, alertness, and immunological function. Light resets this rhythm every morning, and when combined with breath, the effects are considerably more powerful. In a 2022 study published in Chronobiology International, seniors who couple morning light exposure with guided breath practice reported a 31% improvement in mood, motivation, and focus after just 2 weeks. This is how it works. Your eyes have unique receptors called melanopsin cells that respond to natural blue light. When light strikes them, it sends messages to the hypothalamus, resetting your internal clock system. But most people make this error. They either open the blinds and move away, or they practice breathing exercises indoors without the sun. To obtain the full effect, breathe deeply while viewing the light. Here's what to do. Stand near a window or step outside. Instead, than looking directly at the sun, look toward the sky. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 breaths and exhale for 6. Repeat 6 to 10 times. This strengthens your vagus nerve, regulates your cortisol cycle, and stimulates serotonin. You will feel your feel-good hormone. Your chest expands. Your heart feels lighter, and the tension in your stomach begins to ease. The final step, step number 1, brings everything together. This is your anchor, your compass, and it only requires 1 sentence per day. Number 1, Say a purposeful statement aloud. Most seniors are unaware that their first thought of the day is often the most strong. Why? Because your brain is still moving away from theta wave activity, which is connected with memory consolidation, emotional sensitivity, and subconscious programming. What you think or say during this time tends to linger with you and influence your decisions for several hours. In a 2020 study published in Psychology and Aging, seniors who exercised morning verbal intention setting had significant gains in executive functioning, and anxiety decreased during a 6-week period. But this is not about hazy affirmations. It's about saying one concise line aloud to remind your brain why it's worth coming up today. It sounds simple, but this activates your prefrontal brain, which is in charge of planning, focus, and decision-making. Exactly what most seniors are worried about losing, and when done after sensing your breath and light, it boosts your emotional resilience, which is the best predictor of how well you'll heal from disease, accident, or loss. Say it aloud every morning, even if you don't believe it yet, because your brain will. If you've ever felt like your body is aging quicker than your mind, or like you're waking up to a slower, darker version of the life you used to live, this habit is your turning point. Because the truth is that most seniors do not require more medication, supplements, or rest. They require the right signals, delivered in the correct order, and at the appropriate time. And that time is in the morning. You've just learned how the first 5 minutes can reset your brain, restore your balance, reduce inflammation, reawaken your memory, and even stabilize your blood pressure, all without using gimmicks or impossible routines, but rather by following 8 powerful steps your body already knows and has been quietly asking for. So, start tomorrow morning, even if it's just one step. Even if your body rebels at first, even if your habits have been the same for 40 years, this practice will transform more than simply how you feel. It may affect how long you live, how clearly you think, and how confidently you walk. Now let me ask you a question. Which step will you try first tomorrow morning? And which aspect of your morning routine have you battled with the most in the past? We rate and respond to each remark with individualized advice, so please let us know here and we'll help you make this stick. Thank you for watching.